we received a distressing call from a volunteer. He told us about an elderly dog abandoned in a vacant lot, struggling to survive. His hind legs were so weak that he could barely move. The scene described was desolate, a quiet, seemingly peaceful neighborhood that hid the cruel abandonment of a life that still had so much to offer. When we arrived, the scene was heartbreaking. In the middle of the night, under the dim light that barely illuminated the lot, we found Valley. His thin, trembling body barely stood out in the shadows, and his gray, sparse, disheveled fur was a reflection of years of neglect. His eyes, although tired and marked by pain, met ours. It was a look that said it all: fear, distrust, but also a glimmer of hope. It was as if he wanted to believe that we were there to help him, but he was still not sure if he could trust us. Every step we took towards him was accompanied by his labored and shaky breathing as he tried to move away, but without the strength to go very far. We decided to name him Valley, a name that symbolized his strength and dignity. As we got closer, we noticed that he not only had a look that asked for help, but also a spirit that had not completely given up. We knew he needed urgent medical attention. When we took him to the veterinary clinic, the initial tests confirmed what we feared. Valley probably had a fractured pelvis. He could not lift his hind legs, and when he tried to move, he only crawled with difficulty. His condition was worsened by signs of bronchitis, with a runny nose at night, which suggested a possible respiratory infection. The vets recommended a CT scan to assess the extent of the injuries and started him on a course of antibiotics to combat the infection. Valley was bedridden, unable to control his bodily functions, and had to wear diapers while receiving intensive care. Despite everything, he remained calm and demonstrated an inner strength that moved us. The first few days were difficult. Valley could barely eat, and every movement seemed like a monumental effort. However, with time and proper care, he began to show signs of recovery. First, he began to eat better. Then, gradually, he tried to stand up using his front paws. His willpower was inspiring. Even in the most adverse conditions, he maintained a gentle gaze and a demeanor that won over everyone around him. With each small step forward, we felt a wave of renewed hope. As the weeks passed, Valley went from being a weak, bedridden dog to a true example of resilience. He began to gain muscle, and his mobility improved significantly. With supervised physiotherapy and exercises, he was able to take his first steps on his own. A particularly moving moment was when he went up and down stairs for the first time. It was a feat that, weeks before, seemed impossible. Valley was not only regaining his physical strength, but also his joy for life. Valley became an inseparable companion. He ran around the garden with enthusiasm, exploring every corner as if he were discovering the world for the first time. One special day was when we took him to experience the snow. The white landscape seemed magical to him. Valley ran, jumped, and had fun like a puppy, leaving footprints that symbolized his journey of resilience and rebirth. Each step in the snow was a reminder of his strength and how much he had overcome. Today, Valley lives surrounded by love. He has a family that deeply values him and ensures that his days are filled with affection and comfort. His nights of abandonment and suffering are in the past. Now, he enjoys quiet moments at home, joyful walks, and an environment where he is treated with the dignity he always deserved. The sparkle in his eyes and the constant wagging of his tail are living proof of his gratitude and happiness. Valley's story is not just about a rescue dog. It's about the transformative power that love and compassion can bring. He taught us that even in the most difficult circumstances, it is possible to find hope and build a better future. Valley now lives a full life, surrounded by people who love and value him. His journey inspires us to keep fighting for those who cannot fight for themselves. After all, every life deserves a second chance, and Valley is living proof of that.